Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Porter and this is my Persuasion number 2 speech. I have my audience of 6 right here. Alright, so imagine you're sexually assaulted at a party your freshman year. The next morning you tell your roommate, who encourages you to go to campus police. When you go to them, the first questions they ask you are, were you drinking? What were you wearing? And did you lead them on? Rather than helping you by explaining the process of reporting your assault or referring you to campus counseling services, they want to know what you did wrong. According to the Office on Women's Health, accessed on November 9th, 2019, sexual assault includes any unwanted sexual activity from unwanted touching to rape, and 1 in 5 women experience it. So I've lived on college campuses for 3 years, and I'm currently in a class titled #MeToo Sexual Violence. And in order to end sexual assault on college campuses, we need to provide education such as rape myth busting, bystander and consent training, as well as changing higher education sexual assault policies to ensure that victims are protected and believed. So first in this speech, I'll explain what sexual assault is, how prevalent it is, and the effect it has on victims and survivors. Then I'll explain why and how we need to educate young people on this issue. And finally, I'll explain current school policies and how they should be changed to better help survivors. So sexual assault covers all unwanted sexual activity, and unfortunately, it is devastatingly prevalent. Let's look at some statistics. According to Campus Safety Magazine, accessed on November 18th, 2019, between 20 and 25% of women will experience sexual assault during college. According to an article in a journal called Traumatology, researchers have identified numerous effects of adult sexual assault on women, including increased risk of PTSD, depression, and substance abuse problems. People feel shame after being sexually assaulted, even though what happened was never their fault. They don't tell anyone for many reasons, which I will go into later. With training, education, and support from others, future generations could be less affected by sexual assault, thus having less PTSD, depression, and substance use problems. Now that we've learned about the prevalence and the effects, let's look at a few education programs that can help to prevent it. One of the first parts of preventing sexual assault is ending the acceptance of rape myths, which are stereotyped or false beliefs about rape. According to Powers, Laley, Hagman, and Cohn in their work, The Impact of College Education on Rape Myth Acceptance, these myths shift the blame from offenders, thereby marginalizing victims and providing justification for sexual violence. So in the same journal, the authors explained that 41% of college students in the study believed that a woman is partially to blame if she was drunk at the time. And nearly 25% of college women believed that if a woman is wearing short skirts or tight tops, then they are asking for trouble. We need to teach people that victims of sexual violence are never to be blamed. No matter what they were wearing or how much they were drinking, no one is ever asking to be raped. Bystander training has also been proven to be beneficial in preventing sexual assault. According to the authors of the report titled Spotting the Signs, bystander education empowers community members to prevent sexual assault by helping onlookers to notice risk and to respond constructively to promote safety. So for example, we teach young adults how to spot warning signs, such as a stranger acting kind of weird around your friend's drink. Bystanders can then take actions such as watching their friends drink or covering it when they go to the bathroom, and never leaving your friends alone when you're at a party. Consent is another topic that high school health classes should teach their students. Asking for consent is when you ask your partner if what you're doing is okay. If yes, you can continue. If no, you need to stop immediately. In a collection of stories called Asking for Consent is Sexy, the author, Abrams, writes that by asking for consent, you'll know you're not raping or sexually harassing anyone. You have nothing to worry about as long as you ask and accept their answer. While these education trainings we've discussed may help prevent sexual assault, the first step we need to take is to teach young boys and men to respect women from a young age. Men need to join women as allies and help put an end to sexual assault once and for all. Education like myth busting, bystander, and consent training may help to prevent many sexual assaults, but not all of them. We need to start holding everybody who has committed acts of sexual violence accountable for their actions. Almost all colleges and universities have Title IX offices where victims of sexual violence can receive help reporting their assault and then seek help for their physical and mental health afterwards. Unfortunately, many women still do not report it or use those resources. According to Holland's work, it happens to girls all the time. Survivors that do not seek help have more symptoms of depression and PTSD than those who do. But seeking help from formal supports isn't always feasible, suitable, or beneficial. Many survivors minimize their experiences and believe that others have had it worse, so they feel like they might as well just not report their assault, or that because they weren't raped, the Title IX offices won't care. Schools should be encouraging student survivors of sexual assault to report all cases of violence, no matter what, and they should always handle them seriously. Schools should also develop policies where the person who committed the sexual assault is punished and the report is not swept under the rug. The victim should also never be blamed, doubted, or scrutinized. So in conclusion, sexual assault, which means any unwanted sexual activity, is extremely prevalent in all realms, but in college campuses especially. 20 to 25% of college women are sexually assaulted during their college career. Today we've looked at the ways in which education such as rape myth busting, bystander and consent training, as well as changes to higher education's policies can help prevent sexual assault. So let's look back at the sexual assault scenario from the beginning of the speech. If we make these changes, there is a chance that this assault in the scenario may not have happened. And if she was assaulted still, the police would take her report seriously and point her in the direction of the Title IX office and counseling services. Sexual assault destroys people mentally and physically, but having people understand, support, and believe them will make a huge difference on college campuses and elsewhere. And you can show them again.
Okay. Yay! Good job.